There's a barbecue cookout scheduled for this Saturday night. I'll provide the food. I'll buy the pay-per-view. All you got to do is show up, tail the kid, and we'll make some coin. In this video, I'm going to show you every single one of my daily fantasy plays that I have for UFC 322. In addition, I'll let you know where you can get every single one of my bets, whether it's a straight bet, a parlay, or just get access to the DFS plays early that I have on this Saturday's card for free and for free for the next 7 days. And lastly, for the special pay-per-view edition, I'm going to go ahead and go through every single fight on the card, and I'm going to give you one DFS play for every single fight on the card. I apologize that my voice sounds terrible, but I feel much better. I feel like I have some energy today. My voice sounds awful, but bear with me because my energy is okay, and hopefully you could feel that. Let's get into the video. All right. DFS recap from last week. We went up 3 units. Was a pretty nice week as far as DFS went. Didn't hit any big shots, but we did make some profit to improve our total to a positive 134.51 units on 2 pick entries alone since the beginning of 2024. And we've hit some massive payouts, as you guys probably already know, this year. And if you tailed those massive long shots this year, you're up 181.44 units if you put 1 unit on every single one of those long shots for a 210% ROI. So listen up, boys. Let's take a look at the plays for UFC 322. We'll start with Underdog. All right, if you're in one of these highlighted states, you're going to want to download the Underdog app if you haven't already. Use code HeyJive, play $5, gets you $100 in bonus funds instantly. There's a link down in the description below, or you could scan the QR code on the screen. You're going to get that play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. And additionally, I don't know if it's active right now. It'll probably be active on Friday. But you're going to get a free gimme pick on Islam Makhachev. 0.0 significant strikes. If he lands 1 strike in the main event, you'll win. If he doesn't, you get your money back. But I'm pretty sure he's going to land 1 significant strike. Scan the QR code if you're on a TV, a laptop, whatever, or hit the link in the description if you don't have Underdog just yet. The plays this week. First 2-pick entry here. We got Jose Mariscal, also known as Chepe, lower than 42.5 significant strikes. Pat Sabatini's opponents have hit this in all 9 of his UFC fights. He does not stand in strike. He is always in the grappling. It's an auto bet. It's an auto play. It's an auto play if the guy has never, his opponent's never been over this. You got to play the under here at 42.5. Pair that out with Malcolm Wellmaker, lower than 47.5. Early finish upside. Wellmaker could knock him out. But in all reality, I do think if the fight does extend, Cody Haddon's probably going to be trying to grapple. And if he is grappling Malcolm Wellmaker, Wellmaker's not going to be landing significant strikes. So we have early finish upside. We got grappling upside. I like it. It's a pretty high number. 2-pick entry there to win 3x. Another 2-pick entry here. Erin Blanchfield, lower than 67.5. She's hit this in almost every single fight that she's had in the UFC. Almost every single fight. Why? Because she's a finisher on the mat. So if she gets the fight to the ground, the fight could end. But also, she is very good at controlling her opponent on the ground. So she's a fairly decent volume striker on the feet, but the line is already very high. She's facing Tracy Cortez, who has pretty good distance striking defense. So this number is just too high. Take the lower on Erin Blanchfield at 67.5. Lower than 50.5 for Sean Brady. He's not going to want to stand and strike with Michael Morales. He's at a 7-inch reach disadvantage. We got upside for early finish here. Sean Brady's going to want to grapple. Makes perfect sense. 2-pick entry wins 3x right there. Then we got the long shots. We'll go to the 5-pick entry first. We got Chepe. We got Aaron lower. We're going to throw in Beneil Dariush, lower than 34.5. Benoit Saint-Denis' opponents have hit this in 7 of his last 8 fights. Beneil Dariush could get chinned early, or they're going to grapple. I don't see a lot of distance striking going on in that fight. Lower than 44.5 for Carlos Prates. Leon Edwards has really good distance striking defense. Doesn't absorb a lot of significant strikes. Carlos Prates has the upside for the early finish or the KO. And Leon Edwards might look to grapple him. Carlos Prates has hit this in 6 of his last 7 fights, I believe. I think the only one he went over was Li Jingliang. Every other fight he's gone, he's hit this at lower than 44.5. Sean Brady lower than 50.5. Maxes out the 5-pick entry there to win 20x. Love it. Absolutely love it this week. Love it. Couldn't love it anymore. We'll add in 3 more picks. Or maybe 2 more picks. No, 3 more picks. No, 2 more picks. 2 more picks. Bo Nickel. Higher than 22.5 significant strikes. They're going to probably stand and strike. I don't expect Bo Nickel to go in there and try to take down Adolfo Vieira, especially early when they're fresh. He's probably going to stand and strike it out. Not the highest volume guy, but Adolfo Vieira is pretty hittable on the feet, and he's pretty durable, so I'm going to trust it. Number's just very low for a fight that's favored to go the 15 minutes. Weili Zhang, higher than 1.5 takedowns. She should be able to get 2 takedowns on Valentina. Valentina's takedown defense isn't really all that. It's really not that great. So Weili is a good wrestler. She has really good trips, very strong, and she's probably going to have to grapple. The fight's favored to go 25 minutes. Give me 2 takedowns, Zhang, and we're going to hit it. 8-pick entry there. Jose, Malcolm, Aaron, lower. Bo Nickel higher. Benil, Carlos Prates, Sean Brady lower. And a Weili Zhang 2 takedowns. And we 120x our money. I feel great about it, boys. I feel great about it. Hit the link down in the description below to sign up on Underdog if you're one of those highlighted states. Use code HeyJive or scan the QR code, and you're probably going to get a nice Islam Makhachev gimme pick there as well. Probably going to go live on Friday, though. So if you sign up today on Thursday, I can't guarantee it's going to be in there, but on Friday, I could almost guarantee it's going to be in there based on what I know. Please don't come at me if it doesn't show up. But it's a $10 minimum anyway, so it's probably not that big a deal. All right, sleeper picks. I don't have any plays on sleeper picks, but if you're looking for other spots to put the plays in, and when I get to the one DFS play for every single fight, you'll see one that I have on there. But it's another DFS app that I like to use. So if you're in one of these light purple states, use code HeyJive, get your deposit bonus up to $100. Link down in the description below. Now, if you want all my bets, not just the DFS plays, if you want my straight bets, my money lines, my parlays, my props, you're going to have to join the Home Fight Picks Premium membership through the link down in the description below. And if you do, use code HOF to get you a 7-day free trial. We're positive 72.92 units in 2025 so far, coming off a nice cash last week in the UFC Vegas 111, where we nearly swept the board. The only play that we lost was a plus 850 submission dart on Mario Bueno Silva. We went up 6.88 units on the straight bets and the parlays, and then 3 units on DFS. So we're up nearly 10 units last week, coming off a hot week, pay-per-view week. I'm feeling good about it. And not only are you going to get this Saturday's UFC 322 bets, but you're also going to get UFC Qatar next week, because you're going to get the 7-day free trial. You're going to get the UFC Qatar DFS plays earlier than if you were to just watch this video. I sent these out yesterday, November 12th. And, so next week, you're probably going to get them Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, one of those days, whenever we lock in. And that's where you're going to get additional plays as well, some alternates and some play till lines. And you'll get those early so you don't have to deal with the bumps. Now we're going to Betr Picks. All right, Betr Picks. If you're in one of these purple states, you're going to want to download Betr Picks if you haven't already, because we got a couple plays locked in there, and there's some pretty dang good lines on Betr Picks this week compared to some of the apps. And you're also going to get a Makhachev free pick. All right, a Makhachev free pick on Betr Picks. Only needs to land 1 significant strike, and you win. Link down in the description below for Betr Picks. Let's take a look at the plays. I already talked about them a little bit. I'm not going to explain them, but we got Benil Dariush lower and Carlos Prates lower. We got better lines on Betr Picks, so that's why we locked it in on Betr Picks. You always got to be shopping for the best lines if you want to make money in this game. 2-pick entry to win 3x, and then this one with Weili Zhang to get 2 takedowns, or at least 2 takedowns. And Bo Nickel to go higher than 20.5 significant strikes there. 2 picks correct wins 3x your money. Use code HeyJive. Get your deposit bonus. Get that Islam Makhachev free pick. Link down in the description below for Betr Picks. And before we get into the one pick for every, or one DFS play for every fight on the card, I got to give a shout out to the giveaway winner from last week, High Mark Water. Y'all smell that grill, baby. We're cooking out. We're cooking out. So High Mark Water, please send me an email, heyjivepicks@gmail.com, with your size, your name, and your address, and I'll send you a Professor Parlay t-shirt. Or you can go to ProfessorParlayShop.com and cop yourself a tee, or you can comment on this video to enter. Let's check out the one DFS play. I always say one pick for every fight. One DFS play for every single fight on the card. First fight, we got Mateus Camilo. We're going higher than 1.5 takedowns. They got it on Underdog. The fight, I don't think it's going to end in round 1. I would be kind of surprised, but I do think Camilo's probably going to try to grapple here. Slavo's terrible takedown defense. I think he can get 2 takedowns here. So we're going higher than 1.5 takedowns for Camilo. Lower than 10.5, significant strikes for Makhachev. I did not like this fight as far as DFS goes because I would see an early finish, but also I could see them kind of being weird and just tit for tatting kind of for a little bit. So I ultimately went with lower than 10.5 for Makhachev because he's not high volume at all. He's got a terrible chin. He could get taken down here. So there's a reality where he goes lower than 10.5. It's a low number. It could easily go higher. But if I had to make a play on this fight, it would be that. Angela Hill and Fatima Klein. We're going Klein higher than 69.5 significant strikes. If Fatima Klein doesn't grapple here, she should soar over this. And honestly, I'm not sure she's going to grapple because it seems like she's fallen in love with her hands. And if they're on the feet, Fatima Klein could land 30 to 40 per round. I mean, Angela Hill's very hittable, and Fatima Klein throws a good amount of volume. So 69.5 for a fight that's heavily favored to go 15 minutes. She should soar over this if it's on the feet for those 15 minutes. It's higher than 69.5. Looks pretty good to me. And then Chepe Mariscal and Pat Sabatini. I had Chepe lower than 42.5. They crashed it. But I also think Pat Sabatini lower than 21.5 is good as well, because Pat's not a high-volume striker, and really the only time he lands strikes is if it's ground and pound. And I don't think he's going to land ground and pound on Chepe Mariscal. So lower than 21.5 for Pat Sabatini, I think is also good with that Chepe Mariscal lower. So I think they're both good. I like them. Lock them in. Gerald Meerschaert lower than 20.5. It's a tough one because it's a little bit of a lower number, but Dawkins could KO him early. Meerschaert could get put on his back. I don't think Dawkins is going to be afraid to grapple with him. So if he's on his back, he's not going to be landing significant strikes. I just think there's a lot of pass for Meerschaert to go lower here at 20.5. I didn't play it because it's not really a super confident read. There's not a ton of data to back it up, but I do think it probably hits. Lower than 20.5 for Gerald Meerschaert. Lower than 50.5 for Cody Haddon. They've dropped the Malcolm Wellmaker number to 41.5, I think it is. So kind of a deep drop there. They might be at like 39.5. They dropped the number on Malcolm Wellmaker a good amount. So I'm just throwing this in here as well. Cody Haddon lower than 50.5. I think it hits as well. Early upside with the KO for Wellmaker. Cody Haddon's also a pretty good finisher as well. If he does get the fight to the ground, he could submit Wellmaker. He could knock him out on the feet. He's got power. And if they do grapple, I don't think he's going to be able to, land a ton of ground and pound. I don't really see that. He's more of a submission guy when the fight hits the ground. So lower than 50.5 for Cody Haddon. Lower than 60.5 for Aaron Blanchfield. I still think it's good. I played her at 67.5. 60.5, still think is fine. I don't think it's going to make a big difference between, the 7 significant strikes that it's moved. You're either going to get a lot of grappling in here or an early finish to make it hit. If they're just going to strike it out for 15 minutes, it's probably going to go over either way, but I don't really see it happening. So lower than 60.5 for Blanchfield. Looks good there. Roman Kopylov lower than 42.5. This guy struggles when he's pressured, and RoboCop's going to pressure him. So if RoboCop knocks him out early, we hit. If RoboCop grapples, we hit. If Kopylov knocks out RoboCop early, we hit. So, I think there's a lot of ways that this goes lower for Kopylov. I definitely wouldn't want to sweat a higher here on Roman Kopylov at 42.5. So the lower there for Kopylov, I like it. Bo Nickel, higher than 25.5. I still think it's good at 25.5. This fight is either going to be a stand-up fight or it's going to end early. I think it's probably going to go later. I think it's probably going to go to a decision, mostly stand-up fight where they're going back and forth. Bo Nickel's landing his leg kicks. He's landing his overhand, his brutal overhand. So I like the higher there for Bo Nickel. Main card, Benoit Saint-Denis lower than 2.5 takedowns. There's only been one guy to take down Beneil more than 2.5 times, and that was Mateusz Gamrot. I don't see Benoit taking down Beneil with ease. I think Benoit is probably going to look to take him down, but I don't think he's going to take him down very often. and he's probably going to work him in the clinch. I think Benoit is probably going to have to find ways to get this done in the clinch. We also have upside for early finish as well if he knocks out Beneil. Beneil could also knock out Benoit. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways where the unders on this fight should hit. So I like the lower there at 2.5 for Benoit on takedowns. Carlos Prates, lower than 40.5. I played him at 44.5, 45.5. So 40.5, I still think is good. You know, I don't think this fight is going to last too long if Carlos Prates is landing his strikes, you know. So I think Leon's probably going to have to grapple here. We got early upside. I explained most of it there, but I still think it's good at 40.5. 45.5 lower for Sean Brady. Still think it's good. Played him at 50.5. 45.5 still looks good to me. Co-main event, Weili Zhang, higher than 1.5 takedowns. Still available on Betr Picks. Go play it. I like it. She gets 2 takedowns at least. Let's go Weili Zhang. And then in the main event, I'm going to go with JDM, higher than 57.5 significant strikes, because when I look at the market in that fight, as far as DFS goes, maybe you want to chase, you know, Islam higher than 4.5 takedowns, but he might just take him down and control him pretty easily, or take him down and submit him. I think there's more upside for a higher here on Jack Della Maddalena if he's able to have time on the feet to strike. He's a very high volume striker. So, you know, even in the fight with Gilbert Burns held him down for like 8 minutes of the 13 minutes that it lasted, and JDM still landed 60 plus significant strikes in that fight. He is a very high volume guy, throws a lot of jabs, throws a lot of feelers, throws in combination as well. So if this fight hits the 3rd round, 4th round, he should be over this pretty easily. So JDM higher than 57.5. Am I super confident in it? No, but I thought it was the best play that I could find on the fight as far as a DFS angle goes. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I apologize for my voice. It sounds terrible. Hopefully it didn't make your ears bleed. But we're still here getting you the content. Please hit the like button for me before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Let's make some money this Saturday. Hope to see you at the cookout. I'll provide the food. I'll buy the pay-per-view. You show up. Tell the kid. Let's make some coin. Appreciate y'all. Till next time. Hey, Job Picks.